Your profession and where are you living right now?
Before answering all your questions in this interview, I'd like to send you Ms. Nancy Bui, one of the founder of the Vietnamese American Heritage Foundation, and your staff, a young man Nia and young lady Yung, to come over here to give me an opportunity to be interviewed today. So my name is Ken Tang, and it's a great pleasure for me to know all of you. You spend all your time in order to come here to interview me. You really impressed me. And my name is Ken Tang, C-A-N-T-A-N-G. I've been living in the United States 30 years already. And I'm living in Westminster, just about 10 minutes driving, from Huntington Beach. And I just like to tell you the truth, where I come from. Because I come from in a royal family, and my mother is the aunt of the former king in Vietnam. Okay, so in order to continue answering all your questions, we are so happy again to be interviewed by you. And I wish this interview could tell the world people how the Vietnamese people searching the freedom with their death and with their misery. And one of that example there is my daughter. So my daughter named Tang. I love her, I miss her the rest of my life. So again, we really appreciate all your interview today.
Thank you,
Miss Nancy.
Thank you, sir. Before 1975, what would you do?
Before 1975, I worked for the American intelligence. And because of working for the American intelligence, when the communists took over South Vietnam, I am considered the most dangerous person in the communist regime. And you know that the communists, they never accept all the close association of the Vietnamese working for the American. Whoever worked for the American before 1975 and after the communists took over South Vietnam, they are considered the public enemy for the communists. That's why, after 1975, I tried to look for many chances to escape from Vietnam, but I was not lucky.
So what happened to you when the communists took over the power in South Vietnam?
When the communists took over, I know that we had to find a way to get out of Vietnam because I was born in North Vietnam. And my whole family escaped from North Vietnam in 1954, and we came to South Vietnam for freedom. So we tried to find out which way we can get out of Vietnam, because I know my background, and nobody know that what I was working before. But you make me recall my whole story, because when the communists took over South Vietnam, I was still teaching English, and until 1978. So one of my students, she asked me, "Teacher, have you been working for the American intelligence before?" I said no. And she told me her uncle is a high-ranking officer working for the security in Can Tho. Can Tho is one of the biggest Western city in South Vietnam. So on the list she showed me, I'm number one blacklist for the communists. And to be honest with you, I'm not so stupid to tell them, where I worked before. I said, no, I didn't work for anyone, but I just let you know, teacher, because my uncle, he wanted me to provide him with all the information concerning those people on the list.
So you mean that your student was given an assignment to follow you and collect new information about you?
Not really, Nancy, because her uncle came and he took charge of all the security in my hometown, and she doesn't know where I worked before. So I saw the list, so I'm so scared. That's why I try, at that time it's not easy to escape from Vietnam. So I talked to my mom, I talked to my family. We have to. My younger brother escaped from Vietnam, before April 30th, 1975. And he called me. But, I am so scared because at that time, the communists, they put all the roadblock to stop the people from coming from Canton to Saigon. I sent my wife there, and my brother, my sister left without me. And my wife, she could not follow them because she was waiting for me. And my mother wanted to wait for me also because they know that I'm very dangerous. They know that what I did before. That's why I just want to tell you. And if I follow my brother, I did not lose my daughter. So that is a destiny.
So what happened after that? Did they leave you alone or they arrest you or what?
They really did not arrest me because they tried to follow me. They would like to know what I will be doing. And they wait for me because they know my background. They know from my background in Vietnam. The communists, they are very dangerous, and they are so good in, we call it people intelligence. So I was teaching since 1975 to 1978 as a tutor. And they know my attempt to escape from Vietnam. So they sent one member of the education department. They came, they asked me, when teaching English in here, do you know that you need a permit from us? Why? I said, I don't know because nobody told me that. So he said, okay, follow me. So I think, I will come to see them in the office belonging to education department, but no. At that time, I recall I was riding the bicycle. I followed them to a big house, and that house belonged to my student also. So when I came in that house, 4th-floor building, they called another guy, and another guy just took a piece of paper, and he said that you have no chance to escape. You know that you did create so many crimes against the Vietnamese people, the innocent people, because you killed so many people. You work for the American CIA. I said, no. Your father working for Chinese intelligence also. I said, no. Okay, I don't want to argue with you because I know that I am dealing with a very dangerous person like you because you used to collect all information concerning the intelligence of the communists. You send the people to infiltrate, to penetrate into our intelligence network so that we have to arrest you today. Do you have anything to say? I said, no, I have nothing to say. If you know I work for the American CIA, go ahead and kill me and shoot at me. You don't need to question me. So they did not question me at all, but they tightened my leg and my hand into the bed on the 4th floor. And they used a very big light, and they took off my shirt. They want the mosquito to bite me. And at that time, my father had a heart attack. he's waiting for me to take him to Saigon to buy, the heart pill. Because in 1978, it is very hard to buy the medicine. At that time, you know that. So thinking of my father, thinking of my whole family, they're waiting for me. So I said, I forgot all my hunger. And they tried to use a pistol to knock on my head. I said, you are so stupid. Why don't you call your American CIA or the President Thiel to come here to rescue you? And because of a mosquito bite, and because I'm so hungry and no drink, no food for 2 days, I said that I don't need to call anyone. And you know that the communism cannot exist in everywhere. If you want me to call my boss or the President Thiel, I hope your leader, Ho Chi Minh, okay, will be a public enemy for all the peace-loving people in the world. So when they heard me using a bad name for their leader, Mr. Ho Chi Minh, they said, we wish we would kill you. We will kill you without any mercy because you are stubborn. I told them, if you know that I am working for CIA, go ahead, shoot at me. But if you threaten me, you torture me, you brainwash me, it is not easy. I can kill myself by cutting my tongue. And they know that they could not investigate me anymore. But the reason why they want to take me to the prison, we call Cam Lớn Cần Thơ, we call the big prison in Canton, because they're waiting from downstairs. They heard all the action and all the noise from me. And I said that if I kill myself, I have to try my best. So they handcuffed me. So I tried to take my hand out and thinking of my father waiting for me on the bed. So I should get one of my hand out. And I tried to move the bed next to the window because I attempt to jump from the fourth floor by killing myself. They cannot investigate me anymore. But at that time, through the window, I saw some young lady. I know that she was my student. I said yes. So she saw this. So she came to my home and told my wife I was arrested and kept in this room. So I remember, at the third day at 6 o'clock, they took me to the big prison of Canton. And the first person I saw there, he used to be my student. His name is Mr. Huỳnh Cẩm Văn. He is one of the rich men, in my hometown. He owned a theater and a lot of businesses. So 7 o'clock, they put me in the cell. We call it death cell. And the next day, he came and give me some water. He asked, teacher, you need anything? I said, yes. Try to contact my wife and tell her by any cost, get me out or bribe them and call my family and tell them I'm in danger. I could not stand in this death cell anymore. So I'm lucky because you have him to help me. And they put me in the death cell, I think more than 5 years. I remember there were 12 death cells. My death cell is number 2. I could not believe it. the second day, all the prisoner, they asked me, how they put you in here? I said, I don't know, because they told me that I work for the CIA, but I'm not really working for CIA. Okay, he said that you know that you still have a hope, okay, to live. We don't have any chance to live. Why? You are a coward. Why you cry? You should be a man, a brave man, to tell the communists that we are not scared of that. So learning from the consolation from my prisoner, I said, okay, I'm ready. I will not cry anymore. So the third day, I said that I will be using all my English to teach you all the English so that you can spend your time, okay, and you will have a chance to relax with me, forget about that. Because I know that every 2 or 3 months, all the prisoner put in the death shell. We call in Vietnamese, literary translation, Salim Tử Hình. So I cannot forget all my bitter souvenir there I learned about. That is the existence of a human being. When you put in the very bad condition like this, you train yourself to become an iron soul. So I try to compose some song. Although I'm not, a songwriter, I'm not a writer, but I see all the prisoners. I need to do something. So I composed a song named April 30 is my painful day, and I translated into French also, Mon pénible, or Vietnamese, 30 tháng 4 là ngày nhục mất quê hương. So I don't know, I cannot believe how can I compose a song like this, because maybe because of the hatred for the communism, I know another skill. So that is my unforgettable memory, in my life. So they put me there, but I was lucky to see one of the very famous and most popular religious leader. His name we call ông Đạo Dừa, because he lived in Bến Tre, and he has so many people to respect him. So the community, they know that with his religious influence, he can get a lot of attention from the people to know about the communism. So they did not torture him, they did not put him in a cell, but they put him in a small room. So every 3 months, they let me out. We call it for a shower. It's only 1 minute, under their surveillance. So when I was passing by his place, and he said that La Victoire est à nous, I know that he wanted to speak French with me. So I said, yes, La Victoire est à nous. The communists cannot conquer us, because his name is Nguyễn Thành Nam, engineer, because he graduated, from French, as a chemical engineer. And I cannot believe it, I have a very good memory, with him. One day, he tried to give me the banana, okay? He waited for the lunch time. He waited, for all the communists to sleep. And they came, they put the banana. But he doesn't know that the communists, they always sit there and watch all the death shell prisoners, especially him. So they caught him in the act, giving me a banana. And he came, he said that, you should put your hand out. How can you get the banana? I said, no. Kill me, just kill me. You should know that the shell is a very small, only small window. If you put the hand out, they tie up your hand will be broken. I know that. Because they tightened me, up my leg and my hand. And they did not give me any water to drink at all. So, and since that, they watch me all the time. They put me in that show, more than 5 years. And my wife, at that time, received the money from my family in America. So she used money to bribe all the corruption security officer there. So we sent me to, we call the Reeducation camp, where I can walk outside, okay, but they still watch me. But I'm so stupid at that time, because when I was outside, I tried to contact my family in the United States by sending them all the song I wrote in the communist. So they caught me in the act. So they said that, okay, you have no way out at all, because you are a very dangerous person for our regime. You are never, okay, re-educated. So you choose only 2 ways, freedom or death. I said, I choose death in honor. Okay, you are brave. You deserve all the big favor from your puppet government, Thieu, and American CIA. You are really a good henchman.
When did they release you and why?
Okay. I was released in 1983, the end of 1983. Okay. And my wife had to bribe someone to get me out, to be freed. It's not easy for me to be freed without giving them some money.
How much did you remember?
I think at that time that my wife gave to them around just 1 TV. Why? Because my friend, he was released, and his uncle, working for the communists, and he lived in South Vietnam, and he understand my situation. So he said that, okay, I just want to help him get out. Very simple, because he have no opportunity to be freed. Because at that time, there is a contradiction between the South Vietnamese communist category and the North Vietnamese, category. And he know that. So he is you can tell he is assuming a big position, in the Department of Justice. So he a judge. So he only received a TV, and that's it. I was so lucky. But my wife did spend a lot of money, almost 6 years already. He tried to bribe 24 times. All the money my family in the United States sending to me, she spent for bribery.
Approximately, you spend how much besides?
I think at that time, if we add up more than $10,000, that's a lot at that time. So I should, appreciate all my family in the United States, to still think of, his poor brother in jail.
So how did you plan and to the escape trip to United States at that time?
I wish I could have enough time to tell you the whole story, because if to tell you all the detail, it will take you at least a couple months to ask me all the questions. But I have to summarize, okay? Because my family, my mother sent me the money, and they send money to some people in Saigon, and three trip. The 2 trip we failed, because we did not have the small, we call sampan, to pick us up. And the 3rd time we were successful, but the sampan did not pick me up also. So on that night, we came back from Ratya. And the fourth time, we lucky, we escaped. And we came to My Tho, about 30 kilometers, from Saigon.
Where did you started from? From where? Where was you departing?
We left My Tho. I think we left My Tho in April 1983. Okay, and we have a major. He's a Navy major, and we left Vietnam with safety. We were lucky. Okay, but the third day, we were stopped by the pilot.
How many people was in the boat?
At that time, there were 112 people in the boat, in a very small boat.
How small is that?
I think we call it just like I think 4 meter wide and 12 meter long. And if you tell this story to the American, they're scared to death. How can a small boat like this put for 112 people? I still recall, on the third day, my daughter, she did not eat anything. She did not vomit like the other people. I hold her in my hand. But we stopped by the Thai pilot the fourth time.
The first stop from the pilot, where was you about,
International water.
So what happened to that visit?
They took everything. And the first time, the second time, and the third time, and they let us go. But the fourth time, we did not have a luck because, they jumped inside the boat. But I don't know why, at that time in 1983, the American, feel so tired to rescue the miserable immigrant, the Vietnamese, refugee. Because I am the man to jump inside the big Navy boat. And they said that, no, we did not go anywhere. I said, gentlemen, I used to work for CIA. I used to work for the American. Because of working for the American, they put me in jail for 7 years. Why you help us? And at that time, if I am clever enough, I will tell the people there to burn the boat. If you, according to the naval law, if your boat is in danger, they have to rescue you at any cost. So they started, we don't go anywhere. How about I will show you, okay, my friend, they're somewhere. So I listened to them, okay. So I listened to them. I went back to the boat and I left there about another 10 hours. Nobody rescued me. So many boats passing me. Although I yell and we cry, nobody stopped to help us. So that's why the fourth day at noontime, one big fishing boat, Thai boat, I remember, 3 people, they jumped in, and one young man, about 21 years old. He questioned me, and he wanted my daughter to take up her clothes, because they know that all the Vietnamese refugees living Vietnam always hid their valuables inside their body. They know that. So my daughter was so scared and she was so shy. So she did not listen to them. And I remember, that young Thai pilot, he seemed kind to me. And he told my daughter, my titi. So I don't know what it means, but at that time, in the sky, there was a oil we call it oil chopper, the helicopter. They were flying all over the direction of the Thai pirate attacked my boat. So the Thai pirate, they were scared. They were scared, so they tried to disperse. And before they leave us alone, they got two girls, age 14 years old, and the other two young lady, age 18 years old. And I could not forget that time. My daughter turned back her face and looked at me with the tears in her eyes. Dad, help me. So at that time, I forget everything. I tried to grab her leg, but the pirate, another young pirate, they used a long knife, we call spike. Okay, they stabbed me at the back. And before they left my bow, they asked me whether I hit anything. I said, I did not have anything but all my dirty clothes. So they pulled my tongue because they think that I was hiding something. But yes, I did hide a ring, a gold ring in my mouth. That's the only thing, we keep. So they tried to pull so hard as possible. So I could not talk. So at that time, they let my bow. Before they left my bow, they threw out all the young men there, including my son also. So only me, myself, and all the women. So luckily, the chopper, the helicopter, they tried to fly, around. And I don't know why they did not come and rescue us. So the Thai pilots, they were so scared. And before they left my boat, they tried to hit the head of my boat. And the motor of my boat was out of order. So my boat was floating because the motor, completely out of order. So on that night, the storm, and I became cold and hungry. And you know that at that time, who can help you? Although I am a Buddhist, but I pray for everyone. I said, Maria, Buddha, Buddhist, everyone, I can believe it. Why you leave us become in dangerous situation like this? You have enough superpower to get my daughter out. Why you let my daughter and three other girls out of our hand like this? God, may God bless us. You listen to us. You listen our prayer, our blessing. And at that time, the storm is really rough. Or the highway almost, sink to my bone. And I was looking in the sky and I could not control what I was talking. And the miracle, the boat was floating to some territory of the Malaysian border. At that time, it's almost 6 o'clock. So I think maybe my prayers, were listened by the God. I don't know how many God, I pray. So on that day, I can tell you 112 people became food for fishes. If the storm continue, attacking my small boat. But as I told you, it's a miracle. So the first lady who came to talk to us with the Malaysian border officer, I think she have a relationship with the premier Singapore. I remember her name. Her name, I cannot forget her name, May, M-A-Y. She was speaking English, but nobody But at that time, I was so tired, to speak. So he said, I need someone to describe the whole trip like this. And I raised my hand, yes, but give me something to eat and give me something to drink, because if not, I will die. I cannot talk. So she gave me some, I think some Malaysian food, some rice and some water. So I became, good at that time. So I said, okay, I'm ready to describe the whole situation and all 4 days, on the boat. And we were arrested and we kidnapped, imprisoned my daughter. And so she brought me to some local police, and we sent me to Pulau Bidong. Okay, all the refugees, when they first came to Malaysia, they had to be moved to Pulau Bidong because you had to be processed, by the American immigrant. They come and interview you, and I think you were interviewed by them also. So we were in the camp Pulau Bidong only for 1 month, and my family know that I came, safely. And at that time, I was considered one of the Vietnamese who speak, fluent English. So she recruited me to work for her as an interpreter translator. We call it in an anti-pirate department, because she wanted to use me to translate and to screen all the Vietnamese refugees coming to Malaysia, because they know that the communists will send their intelligent member to go with the Vietnamese refugees so that they can report all the information of the Vietnamese refugee in the camp to them. So I did work with Miss May, I think more than 1 month, okay, and I told her I want to rescue my daughter. How? She said, you know that you are a refugee. Although me, I have a very close relationship. My uncle is a permit in Singapore. I could not go to America. Everybody wants to go to America in order to become a member of the United Nations. You must have American citizenship. I said, okay. So I held her for 1 month, and after 1 month, because of my background, so they sent me to Sangha BC. Sangha BC is considered as a processing center to process all the people, to have, a background, like close relationship, with the military, and with the very close relationship with the Americans, so they can let you go. So I lived there another month, and they sent me to processing center in Philippines. In Philippines, and when we come to the Philippines, I work for some department we call the embassy in Philippines, and the camp commander is a Colonel Johnson, and he was also a military advisor for my 3-star general Vinlop in the 2nd military tactical zone. So I told him about my background. So he wanted me to be a translator for the whole camp. And remember, at that time, whole camp have 3 villages. 1 village for the Vietnamese, and 1 village, for Cambodian, and another village for Laos. So I was a representative, according to Colonel Johnson, to send me to Malacanang, presidential Malacanang, to address a speech about how the Indochinese people get the danger from the communists. And I could not forget that moment. And I just summarize, but I told you, in order to hear all the detail like this, you should write a book about me. Okay, so I was lucky to be sent to Malacanang as a representative of the Indochinese. So at that time, that is the birthday of Madam Marcos. So when they introduced to me, they said that Mr. Tang, the representative of Indochinese delegation, want to make a speech how they can come here, why they need to come over here. So I said, okay, what I was planning when I was in jail, if I don't have the weapon in my hand to kill the communists on the battlefield, I will use my brain, my knowledge, in order to tell the world people about the communism. So now, this time, I can revenge the communism. So at that time, I remember the speech, although Colonel Johnson prepared a speech for me, but at that time, I don't remember. I just say, I remember I just said, good morning, Mr. and Mrs. President Marcos. It was a great opportunity for us to be invited here as a witness of the communists. And you know that the Indochinese people, no one wants to leave their mother country, but why we have to leave our mother country for one simple word, freedom. And you know that because of that word, a lot of people were killed. A lot of people have to leave their family in order what? To become living in a free country. So Philippines is one of the country that we need and we appreciate. Why? Because Philippines is a freedom-loving country, always welcome all the communist victims here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you should understand that why we are here. We are here because of what? Communism. And you know that the presence of all the people attending Lady Marcos are the communist ambassador in here. They are creating all the crime for us. So never, never believe in communism. Wherever there is a communism, there's a killing. So I remember President Marcos, he came. He was standing next to me with his wife, Lady Marcos. And I was talking. When after I finished, I hear a big noise from everyone. You know, having lost my beloved daughter, I just want to tell you, until now, I still cry a lot, but I have to hide all my cry and my tears because I miss her too much until now. That's why, until this moment, my wife, she always refused to join any party or any gathering of her friend because she feels guilty because her daughter is somewhere. And for the 30 years living in America, my daughter never forgotten by me, my wife, and my family. And I love too much, and I miss her. And all my tears become dry already inside my heart. And if I don't talk much about her, I'm okay. But if I talk more about her, I cannot control, my emotion. And you know that you have a daughter and you don't know where she is. If we know she died, you will be happy because she goes somewhere. But at present, you don't know where she is. But from the bottom of my heart, I know that she is still living, because I've been asking so many fortune tellers, so many Buddhist grandmaster, so many Catholic father, and the pictures of my daughter are left at all the temple and all the church, because I asked them to pray day in and day out, so that someday father and daughter will reunite together. So sometimes in order to console myself, I have to think my daughter should marry someone. Okay. And if God did not, okay, bless my prayer, I will see my daughter somewhere, maybe in the paradise. That's the only way I can tell you. I'm sorry, okay, I cannot control my emotion, but I still have strong belief that this year I will see my daughter. I have strong belief because I just got back from Thailand. All the grandmaster, the Buddhists, they make sure to me that by the end of this year, I will have an opportunity to reunite my daughter. So talking about the emotion, of having lost a daughter, that is a very painful, very sad story. And that sad story of all the Vietnamese have chosen the freedom for their life. So America is a country always help us have a place to live, okay, and also help us have opportunity to have a better opportunity. Without the American humanitarian assistance, we don't have today. And that's why I always tell my people, we appreciate America to give us the second country to live.
So, Tang Big Hang, your daughter, had a sibling. How he received all this, how he endured all this.
You just think like this. Just imagine a 14 years old girl was in the hand of the Thai pirate. How much hardship and difficulty and stress from a girl who doesn't know where her family is. If you think this way, okay, you can cry a lot. But my wife, she become a vegetarian. She doesn't want to enjoy her life. But I am a strong man, strong-minded. I have to give her some hope. Someday we see her, okay? But I know that my daughter is still living. Hope against hope. We have to see her. And I know somewhere my daughter, through my energy. I pray day in and day out for 30 years, every night. I just said, daughter, if you hear my prayer, okay, call me, contact me, okay? So
can you recall about your journey of searching for your daughter? When was it started? I know that you're still doing this, but when it started, and do you describe the detail? You meet anyone? What happened then?
Okay, as I told you, after I left Philippines for the United States, I keep searching my daughter with many means of communication. And all my article on the Vietnamese newspaper, American newspaper, and TV, everything. I work, 4 jobs, to save money, okay? And I keep looking for, okay? And I know that if you are the Buddhist, you have to believe in karma. In the past, my daughter karma is so heavy. So when she pay back for all her karma in the past, she will reunite with me. So I believe surely that. So I keep searching. And I have a lot of people like Mr. Tang and Yung Claw, and they are my two good friends. And now I consider you as my close friend also, because I see your big heart. I see your big heart and all your steps. Okay, I wish someday I could like to join and volunteer in your group, because my story, my low searching story will be a very good lesson and unforgettable lesson for all the young people, the third generation in America, to know that their parents had to pay the freedom price so expensive, so exorbitant. So they have to work very hard and study very hard to become a good citizen for the American. We have to let the American respect us, the Vietnamese people. We are so brave. We ready to sacrifice our life in order to catch one word, the freedom. And the American have to realize this. With all the Vietnamese immigrants here, they see the Vietnamese are heroic people of the world. No country in the world can suffer the price of freedom like us.
So I heard that you made trip to Thailand. Can you tell us about that?
The trip to Thailand, as I told you, from My Tho in South Vietnam.
Excuse me. The trip to searching for your daughter.
The trip of searching daughter, until now I still keep searching my daughter through many means, I have with the media everywhere.
Earlier this year, you and your family went to Thailand. Can you tell us about that trip?
Yes, in April 27. Yeah, I guess so. I went to Thailand because I have a friend. He lives in New York. He just found his son, 30 years old son, okay, in Thailand with the cooperation of Mr. Sukiat. Mr. Sukiat is a retired royal attorney. He helped him a lot, and he helped him find his son. And he wanted me to go over there to see him so that he can introduce me to Mr. Sukiat. So I came there, I saw Mr. Howe. We can call him Mr. Howard. And we saw another man, Mr. Viet. Both of them have their children, the missing, abducted by the Thai, the pirate, almost 36 years already. Okay, and they found it. And I stayed at Mr. Sukiat's office there. He is so nice, I can tell you. He's so kind. Okay, so Mr. Ngo Viet just found his son 2 months. So I hope this is my turn. Okay, and I went to the 10 biggest temple to say the prayer. And I just want to tell you good news through the fortune teller and through the other grandmaster. They predicted that I will hear something from my daughter by the end of this year. So if I got this news, you will be the first person to be reported that. And you will see that after this, you will have a new member, Tang, to join your group. Because Yung and Tang want me to set up a foundation, to look for all, the miserable missing children. Because, I had my story like this. So we try to do that very soon. But please, okay, help me by praying for me too. I don't know you are Buddhist or you are a Catholic, but with a lot of prayers, from everyone, okay, will build up a big energy for my daughter to contact me someday or somewhere. We don't know.
Em mừng chị nói em chưa? Chị đang muốn nhờ em như thế này.
In the last 2 years, I sent my brother, to put the ad on the newspaper. And now I just put more ad because Mr. Sukiet did help me to get me interviewed by the two channel 7 and channel 9, the two international commercial TV. And I was interviewed by some local newspaper. And since I left Thailand, I brought with me all kinds of information that I was looking for some people there. I had a lot of people. I can tell you 99% of the Thai people heard about my story. They volunteered to help me. And I was interviewed by the colonel, a Thai colonel, and I put his picture on my YouTube. I told him this: we, the Vietnamese refugees, always grateful to other Thai people because the Thai are so kind to help us. 99% of the Thai people have a golden heart, especially you are the Buddhist. It's the country religion. So don't feel bad about seeing us coming here to look for the help of my missing daughter. Okay, so only 1%, maybe only 0.5% of the Thai fishermen become unwilling the pilot, but you guys are great. So I will bring all the masses in this trip to put all my story and all my information of all the Thai people on YouTube. So he happy. Okay, so since I got back, I never give up because I pray, and too many fortune teller always predicted that my daughter is leaving, and we reunite, but waited and waited 30 years already. Okay, I never give up because I always put the picture of my daughter on the altar. When I pray, I look at the Buddha, so I look at her. So your question is really, hit my heart because, how can I stop searching her? A lot of people, they said that don't think about it. The more you think, okay, the more miserable you are, the sadder you are. I told them, if I still living, I have to hope. And that's why I have to discipline by myself by eating healthy food, to keep my life longer until I see my daughter. Did my answer satisfy your questions or no?
Yes. And then can you elaborate about all the effort? Have you got anything in return beside all the news that from fortune teller? You have received any good news or promising news?
Of course, since I got back from Thailand, I received a lot of promising, news, especially, from my friend. 36 years, he still have hope to see his daughter. My daughter 30 years. So, of course, the promising news that is I remember the number of my boat, which was, the Thai pirate abducted my daughter, 1327. But good news, but not a good news, because that number, registered by a fishing boat in somewhere in Thailand. And you see that 30 years already, or the ownership of the boat changed. So the lawyer, Mr. Shuket, keep searching that. So, but as I told you, my daughter at present is a being, helped by some family, maybe some rich family. Most of the Thai pirate, they are rich. So I have my picture on the TV and interview my daughter. Of course she know, but she could not, contact me right away, because at present the fortune teller, he said that she is between the two situations. The first situation, her family, her Thai family, took care of her since 1940, since she was 14 years old, and now she was 41. Of course, it is her family, and she have 2 children. I try to believe so, and she live in a very happy life there. So she want to contact me. Of course, she's so scared, because with this information broadcasted to everyone, her family will be a victim. Because through the lesson of my 2 friends, they have to say, the pirates there are so good, they help my son. Because this issue very sensitive. It's a reflect, the relationship between the 2 countries, Thai, and the Vietnamese people. So as I told you, of course, I always believe I will be receiving more promising news or promising, information from everyone, because I myself, I'm not so selfish. I put on YouTube and all the paper. We still have a lot of the poor, miserable, missing Vietnamese girl are being helped by the Thai people. If whoever hear anything about any girl like this, contact me at the phone number 714-487-4241, and we all together go in Thailand and search them.
So what would you like to tell your daughter at this moment?
To tell you about my daughter?
What could you want to tell your own daughter, more Tang Big Kang, at this moment? What do you want to tell her?
Okay. I want to say like this. Sweetie, Han, your father, Tang Bao Gan, your mother, Tai Thi Loan, and your older brother, Tang Đức Khánh, day in and day out, think highly of you. Han, come and contact me, please. We miss you too much. And you are always in our mind, 24 hours. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I think of you, daughter. Han, where are you? Where are you now, Han? I miss you too much. Thank you for your interview, to send all my messages to my girl and to all the world people having the same situation like mine. Han, someday I'd like you to join me to look for the other daughter, look for the other girl who's still living in Thailand. I know you are still living, huh? I know that. And according to the Grandmaster, and I know that I will see you by the end of this year, because time is waiting for you too long already. 31 years, daughter. 31 years waiting for you. Okay. Listen to me today in the interview. If you are somewhere, don't hesitate to call your dad. Okay? Sweetie, I miss you. I love you.
So, you just said, and I can relate it to that, how maybe somewhere, and she already know the news, but because of many other related issues with her family, with people that she with, and they don't want her, or how cannot reach you yet. What do you want to tell the people who still thinking about whether wanna come out and tell you that here's how? Can you tell them something?
Nancy, very hard, because this is a very sensitive issue. If the Thai people, they know it, okay, they hesitate, but they help by what? By looking for my daughter or the other girl secretly, because there is a conflict. Because the Thai people, they don't want to have the piracy issue in the country. They are God-fearing people, so they cannot accept it. So to go back to your question, to wait for the help from all the Thai people, we should hope, we should expect, okay, to get some help from them. But Mr. Sukyat, he is the person who will be helping all the Vietnamese girl who been missing from the Thai pirate.
Mình biết là những người này khó, nhưng mà anh biết không, mỗi người có một cái lương tâm. Thành thử ra mình kêu gọi những cái người mà họ đang tìm cách giấu giếm này cái nọ đó, thì những lời nói của anh với họ là cái gì để cho họ có thể đánh động lương tâm họ và họ walk out their way to contact you, to tell you the information about Hằng. Cái ý muốn là anh nói, anh kêu gọi những cái người đó, kêu gọi cái lương tâm những cái người đó nhé. Chị đang gọi lại nhé.
Cái này đang thông hay là có thông?
Chưa, nãy giờ không có thông, bây giờ mới thông này.
Okay. Anh Khánh, chị nói đi.
Dạ. Xong rồi. Yes, so what would you like to tell the people who still want to hide Hằng information by any reason?
To tell you the truth, all the Thai people, they always have good heart. They want to help if they have an opportunity. Because of my TV commercial and my interview on newspaper, they know that already. They're ready to help. But how can they help? And you ask about the heart from the people, if they are taking care of my daughter. Of course they don't want to become the victim of my story, right? But you never know. If too many people help and too many people prayer, okay, will send them a message by energy. So maybe they feel guilty, they will ask my daughter to contact me somewhere.
Your direct word to them.
My direct words to them is to see my daughter, to know any information of my daughter, just contact me. You will be rewarded 10,000 American dollar. I put my ad on the newspaper like this. I know that, for a reward of $10,000, that's a big reward for all the Thai people. So of course, because of this reward, they have to help you, and I know that the Thai people are good. They're ready to help. I don't have any problem to ask for the help. But to get my daughter out of her family to contact me, this is a question. That is a serious fact. She has to control herself first. Either her family or her parents. That depends on her. She is decision maker in looking for my daughter. I know already. And according to the people there, especially from the fortune teller, they said that she will contact you, and you cannot disclose the time you see her because she's worried about her family having the problem.
So, what is your direct words to people who have information about Tang Big Hang but somehow they cannot reach you yet?
I send direct message of my daughter to everyone in Thailand. Please contact me if you know anything about my daughter location by calling Mr. Sukiat, his phone number, because he is my representative, and I want to make sure that you will not have any problem at all because you help me get my daughter back. You are always greatly appreciated by me, in particularly speaking, and for my family and the rest of the people, okay? A big appreciation. So don't hesitate, because I did put on newspaper the reward, and I did put the number of my phone for the people to contact me. And Mr. Sukiat is my direct person to contact whoever who can locate my daughter. So I have a lot of good hope. I always make a strong message. Whoever have opportunity to look for the daughter and let me contact her directly on the phone, I will be flying there to give you $10,000 right away. That is my strong message sending to everyone on the newspaper.
So, previously you're talking about a organization formed by you and other friends to help people who had their children, wife or family missing on their journey to freedom in Southeast Asia. Can you tell that how many members, and do you have any idea of how many people still looking for their loved one like you do?
I just want to tell you the truth. Thousand of the Vietnamese family have the same tragedy like my daughter. That's why I suggest that Mr. Sukiat set up a foundation there with our member financial support. And he agreed. That's why I just set up my non-profit organization, but I haven't finished yet. Maybe I need your help. The name of my non-profit organization named The Gift of Almighty. Okay, we did not get ready yet. Okay, we just planned. Okay, I did tell Miss Young about my idea, so she supported, my idea. So I hope, by the end of this year, with good news, I come right there and set up an official, foundation there, just like yours. And at present, Mr. Sukiat told me in order to have this foundation, okay, operated officially, he need to have $500, to run, because he needs some money. So before leaving Thailand, I said I will put, the money first for you. I will ask everyone contribute just about $10 every month, just like monthly donation, so that you have enough means to help the people. He said, yeah, it's a very good idea. Okay, that is, the purpose of my forming my foundation next year. But I need your big help, because you are so experienced. You are so experienced in this. Okay, so I know that a lot of people want to support me also. Okay, so Mr. Sukiat, he's happy, to cooperate with me, because they need some money to help the people there. At present, he used his money, his retirement money, to help the Vietnamese girl there.
At last, what do you want to say about your situation, your, the tragedy that you and your family endure, and I didn't ask about yet. What should I to say?
Can you say one more time about the relating to the tragedy of the girl?
What do you want to say about your situation that I didn't ask you yet?
My situation, just like the same situation like those who have the same tragedy like mine. I only want to to say that never give up hope. Someday you will get your daughter back or your son back. Okay, this is only my strong message to everyone. Believe in God, believe in the good people everywhere. Okay, because this is a very sensitive issue. Everybody wants to get involved. Okay, but everybody have a good heart to help the miserable girl or boy who have been missing so many years.
Thank you very much, sir. And we pray and hope that you will find your daughter, and will bring you and your family to peace.
So my last word in this interview given by you as one of the founder of the Vietnamese American Heritage Foundation, and your staff, a young man here and young lady Yung, to give us unforgettable opportunity in this interview today. And we never forget all your tireless effort to help all the people who need your help. And knowing you today, I will, volunteer to spread all your messages, all your mission to everyone who I know. And I think, I will be a part of your team very soon, or someday, and you never know. The world is small. The world of all the good people welcome you everywhere. So no surprise when you get here, you are being kidnapped by so many people because your mission and what you are doing contribute a big sacrifice of your family especially your husband and your children, let you work so hard. Not easy to find a woman like you and your staff. You are a very good example for all the Vietnamese people to follow. So thank you so much, and accept here my deep appreciation for your interview today. And I hope my story will be an unforgettable memory for everyone who love the miserable people. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Hip, and thank you. I really appreciate your interview today. It's a very good interview, and sorry, I could not control my emotion, in interview. So maybe, in the interview, maybe Hip could not catch, some word that I talk in my tears. Okay, goodbye, Nancy, Hip, and you. We expect to see you in a brightest days. I will be a part of your team, Nancy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.